In this video, I'm going to be presenting my summer favorites, or I guess just like things I've been loving in the summer. Not all of them have to do with necessarily the season itself or are like summer items, but it's more so just things I've been like loving, eating, listening to, just really into, things I've been doing this summer, which is crazy to be recording this because summer is kind of almost over mentally for me, just because I am a fall kind of person. But it also makes sense because summer is ending. I'm kind of rounding out all of the things that I enjoyed this summer. I like to make it known that I'm a very seasonal bitch, and I really do associate things with seasons and feelings and smells and makeup with seasons. I would say summer is my least favorite season. It's not even that I hate it or anything. It's just that if I had to pick a least favorite season, it would have to be summer because I like the other ones more. And I also don't really do well in the heat, although where I live in California, I feel like summer is kind of sometimes our coldest month, and September and October are like our hottest months. It's called the local summer or Indian summer, I think some call it. So I haven't really been getting that hot, but I have been going to the beach where it is hot. So, you know. Also, my background right now, I just moved. This is our office space. I've never been able to have an office. It's technically like the craft room / office. This is my roommate / best friend's desk. My girlfriend's desk is on the other side of this wall, and mine is here. That's why it's a bit blank. We haven't had the chance to buy and put up art, and I also want to make art for this wall because this is where I'll be recording like sit down things like this. So yeah, it's a bit blank. You can see we have our kitten calendar from the Dollar Tree. I love that thing over there. And I have a mobile behind me. My girlfriend just finished this beautiful mobile. Maybe I'll insert a close-up because it's so beautiful. It's kind of mimicking like plant and wisteria. It's for a friend of hers. And so I just wanted to put it in the back as some form of art in the back of this video. So that's why it's blank, but let's get into it. The first thing I want to start with is food, because I think food is the most interesting. Mainly, it's just going to be snacks today. I haven't been cooking a lot because, again, like I said, I've been moving, and it's been actually quite a bit of a process. It's been taking months, kind of. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it. Just haven't been cooking lately. New kitchen, like, just been really tired. I'm just kind of cooking, like, comfort meals, basic meals, some stuff with summer produce, but it hasn't been the most inspiring, let's just say that. So mainly I just have snacks. I also feel like summer is the time for snacking. Let's be honest, turning on your oven on a hot day, it's not the move. Using 3 burners at a time on a hot day, it's not the move, you know. First I want to get into my teas of the summer. I'm a huge tea drinker. I don't really like coffee anymore. As I drink an iced coffee. I like iced coffee. It's nice, especially in the summer. But I am a tea drinker. Something shifted in me like a year or 2 ago, I think 2 years ago, all of a sudden. And I've been drinking coffee since I was like 14, 13, like super young. Something shifted in me and I'm done. I'm done with coffee pretty much. Unless it's an iced coffee. And it just doesn't taste good to me anymore. And I've always liked tea, but it's never been my daily go-to until the last 2 years. But I want to talk about iced tea. Here I have 2 teas, and I just find that when it comes to iced tea, they're all fruity. And so in the summer, I'm like, I just am craving some iced tea. So I did buy some fruit teas, and I do really like them. They're both peach. They're both different, but they're both peach. But these 2 have been my favorite cold teas to have in the summer. And the first one is, actually I would say this one's my favorite. This is by Yama, and it's their peach ginger green tea. But I really like that it's peach and ginger and green tea. I think the peach and the ginger just work really nice together. It's not boring. It kind of gives it a little oomph, in my opinion. And I originally had this hot. I had a bag of it hot, and I was like, this is not it. I was like, it needs to be iced. You know when you just have a tea and you're like, it just needs to be cold, you know? This is that. and I just really like it, and I only have like 2 bags left. I'm gonna get more. I really enjoy this. The next one though is a newer one I got recently, and it is a peach Earl Grey tea. Earl Grey is my favorite tea. It's the tea I have every morning. I have like 3 cups of it every morning. And that's mainly in the spring and summer months. When it comes to fall and winter, I transition my morning caffeinated tea to chai. I like a loose leaf chai. But this peach Earl Grey, it just smells so immaculate. Girl, I want a perfume that smells like this. Truly, like, this is amazing. I think this summer we all need to accept that, yes, there will be microplastics in your bagged tea. Does it mean you should stop enjoying it and drinking it? No, just deal with it. Just deal with it. I don't accept the reality and enjoy your goddamn tea, you know? But anyway, I've been really liking these 2 peach teas as a cold brew kind of tea. Okay, next, I want to talk about rice snacks. These 2 are actually from Trader Joe's. They're pretty good. This one's delicious. I've gone through so many of these. These ones, I also like, they're just kind of basic, but I've also gone through like maybe hundreds of these because they're like my favorite snack, but I love them in the summer because they're nice and light, gluten-free. Sweet, salty, spicy, kind of got it all going on. And I love to bring them to the beach, and I love to bring them on road trips, like I said, because they're nice and light, and the different textures are fun. I've never really liked Chex Mix. I would always just eat the little brown bread looking ones out of it and be done with the bag. That's such a waste. A lot more of a rice snack mix. I would like to try other brands. I'm not sure of the good ones, but it's kind of my favorite snack is like a rice snack mix. But yeah, I have been really munching on these. This is the Trader Joe's Tom Yum snack mix, which is a product of Thailand. I really enjoyed this one. I love Tom Yum soup. It's like one of my favorite things of all time. So when they came out with this a couple months ago, I'm like, hello, did they make this for me? They also had another one that, swear to God, only lived on the shelf for like a week or 2, and it was like a sweet and spicy rice snack mix. It was so good. I bought it. I ran through it in like 2 nights. I went back to get more. Gone. Hasn't been there since. I don't know where it went. And it was so good. But this one's really flavorful and delicious. It's just, I also love the peas. I love dried peas. I also like the sticky rice, puffed rice in this. It's really good. Rice snack mixes have been a favorite for sure. The next snacks are not hypothetical, but they're not here because I ate them and they're gone. And the first one is the puchao. The candy puchao. I'll put a picture here. Puchao. They came out with a yogurt flavor, like of the little yogurt drinks you get, they came out with the yogurt flavor. And it was mixed with also white peach. And it was new. I'd never seen this before. And it is the best puchao flavor I've ever had. And I've had all the puchao flavors. I've had all the haichu flavors. It is my favorite. It's my favorite. And I just ate them so quick. The peach was good, but I would say the yogurt was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And it's all gone because I ate it all. The other snack is the chocolate and coconut pocky. I really enjoyed these. I like to try the fun pocky flavors when I see them, and I really like the texture on them. They're a bit more jazzed up, and they really did remind me of those Girl Scout cookies that have the coconut in them. I forget what they're called. I think they changed the name on them, so I have no idea what they're called now. But the chocolate coconut with the biscuit Girl Scout cookies, I actually used to be a Girl Scout for like 8 years. Hated it. My mom made me do it. I did not fit in. I've never fit in, but like really didn't fit in there. And also, like, if any of you girls that are from my troop are watching, that's all. It kind of tastes like that, and they're really good, and I really recommend those. My last like food recommendation, actually I have one more after this, is all about melons. And let me just say, I am a melon girl to my core. I love melons. I used to say they're my favorite fruit, but I had to come to terms with that passion fruit is my favorite fruit. I have a long love story history with passion fruit that's followed me since my childhood. I have such a connection to passion fruit that I can make a whole video on it. Passion fruit is my favorite fruit, but watermelons are either tied for first or a close second. And I'm a bit of a watermelon enthusiast. I have done a lot of research on watermelons. I have like books on fruit, and I specifically will always read the watermelon chapter first, or just the melon chapter in general. I know how to pick a good melon. I know the kinds of melons you want to be buying. So I want to talk about two of my favorite melons. The first one being this one I have here today. This one is really affordable, so I want to talk about this one first, and plus I have it with me right now. This is my watermelon stand. It's a pink frosted glass flower. This one is a yellow melon. Don't be scared. There's nothing scary about it because they are far superior to a normal melon, and I will tell you why. What I hate the most about melons is because they are my favorite fruit, but they are such a big gamble to buy. You never know if you're gonna open one up and it's going to be gritty, flavorless, too mushy, overripe. You never know. And I hate that. I hate that it's a gamble, and I hate that you don't know what texture you're gonna get, because I just flat out won't eat it if it's bad. I don't want to eat a bad melon. I'm sorry. It's like, no, I can't do it. But let me tell you about this mini yellow melon. It's my favorite. The texture is always perfect. It's never not been perfect. I don't even have to scope out the melon, see which one is right, see which one has what I'm looking for to give me the sign that it's a good melon. I don't have to do that. I can just pick one and it'll be good. I've never had a bad yellow mini melon. Never. The texture is always right. The sweetness is always right. It is so juicy, so beautiful. I love a yellow mini melon. You can also find these at Trader Joe's for like $3, $3 or $4. It's great, and it's never a gamble. And you open it up, it's yellow. How fun, how unique. It's always been consistent, and I need that in a fruit. I also have yellow melons, at other places, but specifically the Trader Joe's mini yellow melon I've been buying for years. And then what I like to do with my melon is I like to let it just sit out for a few days at home on my melon stand, and then I plop it in the fridge the night before I'm gonna eat it, and it's nice and cold. And the way I cut a melon and eat my melon, let's get into it. Just take my melon and I cut it right in half, and I eat it like a cereal bowl with a spoon. And if you eat it any other way, I don't know what to say. I'm sure you think I might be crazy for doing it that way, but I think you're crazy for doing it the other way. If you're cutting it into slices or cubes or whatever, I'm not eating it. I'll probably eat it. I'm not. When you cut open a melon like the way I do, and you eat it with a spoon, the beautiful juices, the watermelon juices, they pull. The spoon, crevice you make in your melon, the juices just fill it up and pull into it, and you can just slurp the juices. You're not losing any of the juice. And it's just fun to eat it so casually. You don't have to cut it and stuff like that. That's such a pain. Sometimes I really don't mind cutting fruit and vegetables. I shouldn't say that, but most Americans do. So that's another reason why you should cut it the way I do it. Because if you don't like cutting fruit and vegetables like most Americans for some reason, it's super easy. But I will just cut it in half, eat my half. I always finish it, and then I just cover the other half in plastic wrap, plop it back in the fridge, have it for later. So delicious and so hydrating. Such a good summer's treat. I love bringing them to the beach as well. Just bringing my knife and the melon with a spoon, going to town. The other melon I want to discuss that is not with us today, that's because when I have it, it's such a special treat and I eat it instantly. It's a Yumi melon. So I think they're from Japan. I'm actually 100% sure they're from Japan. I don't need to contradict myself, and I don't need to be self-conscious. They're from Japan. They have a really dark, almost black, dark green outer layer, not really any you'll get a lot of like the stripage and patterning that you would on like this guy. And I think a lot of them are a seedless variety if I'm not mistaken. Not that I really care about seeds. And they're also consistently so sweet, so juicy, so perfect. But they are quite a bit more expensive. I find them kind of at like our local, more fancy grocery store in the summer. But I kind of can get them on special occasion, like on payday or my birthday. They're my favorite melon, truly. But since they aren't like affordable or as easy to find, I would say the yellow mini melon is kind of also my favorite because it's a lot more practical of a melon. Those are my favorite melons. The last food thing I want to get into though is freezing your tomatoes, your cherry tomatoes specifically. This is only in the case of cooking, not for snacking. Obviously, if I'm buying little tomatoes for snacking, I'm going to be eating them within 2 days. But if you find that your tomatoes go bad easily, like your little tomatoes, and say you want to buy your tomatoes, but the meal you want to make them is like later in the week, and you're just like worried they're going to go bad, pop them in the freezer. Even if you're making your dish tomorrow, maybe just pop them in the freezer. I would like to make a whole video about what foods you need to be freezing because I think it could help out a lot of people. I will talk about what foods I freeze to people and they're like, what, you can do that? And I'm like, I thought this was common knowledge, but I guess not. But yeah, I've been freezing my little tomatoes when I need them for cooking. And they stay good, obviously, for a long time. And it's fun because sometimes when I open my freezer, pull out my little thing of the tomatoes and I give them a shake because the sound is so good. Maybe I'll insert it. Anyway, that's the sound of the tomato shaking. Because it sounds like marbles. It's kind of fun. Anyway, freeze your tomatoes, especially that it's summer. Stock up on all your summer tomatoes. Put them in the freezer. Have them for the fall. But now that the food segment is over, I think I'm gonna get into all of the beauty products I've been liking in the season of summer. Can I also just do a side rant? Why are we doing monthly favorites? Why is it not seasonal favorites? I've never understood that. I think things should always be based on season. Also, like, are you guys consuming enough to have monthly favorites? Because I don't. Girl, I was trying to like really figure my shit out for this video. Because I'm like, I can't buy a lot of stuff. Like, it's so crazy to me. Monthly favorites. Although I do have a lot of beauty products to discuss. But these are things I've collected over time, things I've had for years. Affordable things. Most all of it is actually affordable. The first thing I want to discuss are my favorite lip products right now, all of which I've bought within the last couple of months or so, or less, like within the last couple of weeks. My favorite one though is this Romand Juicy Lasting Tint in the shade Bare Fig. Romand's Juicy Lasting Tints are my favorite lip formula I've ever tried. This is a new shade I haven't tried and I bought on a whim. Yeah, like I said, the shade is Bare Fig, number 28. And it is a beautiful, cool-toned pinky purple. And it just matches all of my outfits. It matches my glasses. The shade of my glasses, it matches them perfectly. It's so good and it looks so good on the lips. I don't know how they do it. It's a magical formula. And it's a tint if you apply it correctly. Sometimes I don't feel like applying it correctly, but in the smell of it, the smell of the Juicy Lasting Tints is so scrumptious. It reminds me of like a gummy bear. I got it somewhat recently and I'm already almost out. I use it like 5 times a day, I swear to God, it's my favorite. And like every time I buy a Romand Juicy Lasting Tint, I run out so quick because they're just my favorite. Like I want to buy so many more, but like I don't have the money for that. I really do want their black one though, because I wear a lot of black tinted lip balms and glosses. And since this is like my favorite formula, I need to get the black, you know? Next lippy I want to talk about is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Marshmallow. If you're a cool toned makeup lover like me, you will love this gloss. It's a really beautiful, cool toned, milky purple. It's really pretty. I put a little bit on earlier. You're not gonna be able to tell what color it is with this camera quality, but just like look it up. Go to CVS, go look at it. It's beautiful. And also the formula of this is so comfortable to wear for me. So creamy, I love it. And it makes my lips look so good and so like scrumptious, edible. I want to eat my lips off when I have this on. The next lip product I'm going to talk about is my lip smacker in the flavor of Brock's root beer. It's the silver one. And this leaves my lips really shiny looking and like hydrated and plump looking. It's kind of incredible for a lip smacker, but also it's root beer flavored. And who doesn't want to make out with a girl whose lips taste like root beer? It's medicinal and sweet and such a good scent in general, and it tastes delicious, and it makes my lips look really good. So I just have been really enjoying this. Actually, when I was little, collected every single lip smacker ever, and so I'm really passionate about my lip smackers. This is obviously not one I collected when I was little, because I think I threw them all out when I'm older. Unfortunately, it would be so cool if I kept all of my lip smacker products, and I'm really upset that I didn't. But I did keep my very first ever lip smacker, which was the watermelon one. I have it displayed in my bedroom. This is just a new one. You have to buy them in packs, unfortunately, so I got the whole soda pack. This is my favorite though. The next beauty product, makeup product, is this e.l.f. liquid blush in the shade Bold Face Lilac. Again, it's a cool toned pinky purple liquid blush. I really prefer liquid and cream blushes over powder, although in the fall and winter time I do really fuck with a powder blush when I have like an all matte canvas. It's just a really good shade. I find that it was really hard to find a good cool toned liquid blush from the drugstore. I really just kind of had no luck. So I bought this one. It was kind of the closest I can get, and it's really good. I like it. It's a good shade on me. Now that I'm looking at it too, there is a slight sheen to it. Not that that really shows up on the face though. And the next product is my kosas bronzer. I did drop it, so the packaging broke, unfortunately. I have this like piece of tape to like kind of hold it together, but I actually really fuck with the formula of this. Mine is in the shade medium golden bronze. I kind of feel like I could have gotten the lighter shade, but it's fine. I don't really like bronzer, but in the summer I do tan quite easily actually for a pale girl, and I find that my foundation shade just looks really pale on me in the summer, but I don't really want to buy a summer foundation. So I like to put on some bronzer just to kind of make my skin tone match with the rest of my body a little bit more. I like to really bronze it up on my forehead. I don't like to put any right here. I've never seen that look good on a person, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen bronzer that goes right here look good. Contour, sure. Bronzer, I've never seen that look right. Ever. Never. Even on the best makeup artists. Putting bronzer right here, girl. I like to put it on my forehead for the most part, because that's where I also get really naturally tan. I like to put it on my nose, a little bit on my eyes, and I like to blend my forehead into like the sides of my face. And then I also like to put it if I'm putting it on my eyes, I like to take a big fluffy brush and do this whole circle, like my under eye and my eye. I really like it, and I'm just gonna diffuse it into my face. This is my favorite bronzer though, because it has a really natural finish. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it, and it looks very skin-like on my skin. It's just beautiful. It wears really nicely. I really enjoy this in the summer. Next, I'm gonna talk about perfume. As a girl with a special interest in perfume, I think I've also noticing perfumes are getting really popular right now. Having a special interest in perfume is really popular. I think it's because it's literally like marketed as an aesthetic in a bottle, and we ourselves are obsessed with aesthetics, right? But I'm also just interested in perfume because I've always been interested in fragrance and smell. I want to talk about my summer scents a little bit. As a broke girl that has a niche special interest in perfume but can't buy perfumes. And I want to talk about how criminal it is to wear a gourmand sweet perfume in the summer. If you think that's a good idea, if you're spraying on your gourmands in the summer, leave the premises, please. I cannot stand being around you. You stink and you reek. Listen, and I like gourmands a little, but in the summer when it's hot out, don't spray it. Please don't spray it. We're all begging you. It is claustrophobic. It's cloying. Is cloying the word? Is that the word I'm looking for? It's sickening. It doesn't sit right on your body chemistry. I feel trapped in I accidentally wore a gourmand on a day that it was supposed to be cold, but the weather got warm and I started to sweat and I wanted to crawl out of my skin. The girls are right. Do not wear the gourmands in the summer. It's not it. So I'm gonna talk about some fragrances I have that I like to wear in the summer. If I could be able to buy all the fragrances I want to buy, I could talk a lot more about summer fragrances, but I have no money. So I can't tell you which ones to buy. Let's talk about my personal favorites that I have here. My first one is Breath of God by Lush. Lush was the very first perfume house, I guess, company that I got into perfume with. Like, I started liking Lush's perfumes in like early high school. This is my favorite summer perfume my favorite perfume to wear in the summer. And I like it because it's almost like, it's so refreshing. It's kind of cold. It's kind of like a tall glass of iced water, but also it's very sexy. It's cooling almost. And I have it in a solid. I used to have the big spray bottle, but I ran through it. The solid's not my favorite, but it's all I can afford. And let me just read the fragrance notes on it, on Fragrantica. The notes are incense, melon, cedar, vetiver, sandalwood, juniper, black pepper, lemon, neroli, ylang-ylang, grapefruit, and rose. And damn, is it beautiful. I really do think the incense comes through a lot. It's very incensey, but it's also just so like aquatic in my opinion. I don't know. It really does like match its name, Breath of God. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not too heavy, but it's also not light either. It's a good, sexy summer fragrance. And it's almost a little bit masculine leaning, but to me it's very unisex. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I buy a lot of like perfume samples because I can't afford the bottles. Because like, okay, question, how are these girls buying full bottles? My answer and my theory is credit card debt. And honestly, I'm this close to doing it, but I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need it. It's all just marketing. But my favorite summer fragrance that I've been wearing this summer is the Mantra La Jolie scent by Astier de Villate? Girl, I butchered that. And do I care? No! But here's the bottle. It's gorgeous, and I'm this close to buying it. But I've been seeing reviews that it smells different in the full bottle than in a sample. I don't know how that works. No idea. So thank you to those queens, because or else I would have spent a bunch of money on that. And I still might. And it's so beautiful. But this to me is a very like dewy garden smell. Let me also read the notes. Our notes are mint, basil, eucalyptus, bergamot, blackcurrant leaf, fig, lemon, jasmine, cedar, mate, and ginger. Again, it just smells like a dewy garden. I would say the mint definitely comes through the most, in my opinion, as well as like the mate and ginger kind of smells, and bergamot. I would say like those like the main ones I kind of smell. But again, it just smells like you went outside and you started watering your little herb garden. That's what it smells like. And it's a very, very, very light, ethereal kind of fragrance in my opinion. It's not as heavy as Breath of God. Oh, it's so good. If you ever get the chance to sample it, it's an experience and I love it. It's so beautiful and delicate. So that's also a good summer perfume. My last summer fragrance I've been wearing is Gardenia perfume oil. Gardenias are my favorite white floral. I grew up with a gardenia bush in our backyard, and to me, this perfume oil, to me, like a gardenia fragrance is has like layers to it. It's not one note. It kind of almost has a clovey spiciness to it, but it's also really fresh. I can't describe it, but it's beautiful. It's my favorite white floral. So this has kind of been my favorite in the summer as like a perfume oil. I get a lot of compliments on it, mainly from old women. But I've been really enjoying this, and it's really easy to wear. My second to last beauty product, is the Trader Joe's Enrich Moisturizing Face Lotion, and it is only SPF 15, so this is not for everybody. But right now, my favorite face sunscreen that is so much money from La Roche-Posay fucked up my skin. I would apply it, had no issues with it. End of the day, I washed my face off. My face burns so bad. It would get like red everywhere, and it felt like it was on fire. It felt like someone peeled off my skin. I don't know. It felt like someone lit my skin aflame. It was so painful. It was incredibly painful, and I had to look it up, and I came to terms with I'm allergic to basically the first ingredient in that sunscreen, which is in a lot of sunscreens. So I kind of had to just pivot for a bit until I find a new one that's SPF 50, because obviously SPF 15 is like not much at all. So I'm looking into like Japanese and Korean sunscreens right now because they're a bit gentler on the skin, and I like their ingredient list a bit more. I just haven't gotten one yet, but I'll let you know if I do. This is the Trader Joe's Enrich one though. I've been using this for years. It is so delicious feeling on the skin. I also like to use it as my hand cream. I keep it in my purse. But under makeup, it's also incredible. But the feeling of this, putting this on my skin, feels like my skin just drank a glass of water. It's incredible. It's so lightweight, but also hydrating. It makes my skin glowy. Like, I love this stuff. And if it's obviously from Trader Joe's, really affordable. So I just recommend giving this a whirl if you've ever been curious about it. I've been using it for like almost a decade now. Okay, the last thing is the thing I'm most passionate about in my beauty section. And I know you'd be like, oh, it seemed like you're passionate about all the other stuff too. This is number one. I'm about to get real annoying about this. And it's wet. It's the Method hand soap and the fragrance Sweet Water. Take notes. I don't know what the fragrance notes of this are, but damn, it's delicious and I need it in a perfume. And I think also other people have been curious about it too, because when looking it up online, other people are asking the same questions as I am. What are the notes? I don't know. But funny enough, what attracted me to buying this recently was I just like love clear stuff. I love clear. I just love clear. Love clear. And I just thought this bottle was so beautiful. I mean, look at it. It's like a teardrop. And so I needed a new hand soap for a new place. And so I was like, oh, let me just buy this one. I smell it and I'm like, this is life-changing. So I've bought more since. And I really do wish they came in a glass bottle, although they do sell refills of this. So I'm just gonna be keeping my bottles. I'm refilling them. And okay, let me take you on the journey of this soap. First of all, it does a good job. It's a good soap. But it smells like early 2000s, like clear lip gloss in a tube. Like this, it smells like this. If you remember this and you miss it and you're craving the nostalgic smell of this, get this. And it does smell like sweet water. Like whatever that means, this embodies it. And it also has a very faint sunscreen note. So this is gonna be my go-to in spring and summer. I'll probably change it out in fall and winter possibly. I'm not fully sure because I'm just so obsessed with this. But it's a beautiful fragrance. I love it to death. And it's funny, I was repurchasing a bottle because again, I want to have them in all of our sinks, like kitchen sink, bathroom sink, I want it everywhere. And it is everywhere. But I was purchasing another bottle of it for another sink. And I walk up and I go check out. And the lady's like, does this smell good? And I'm like, so funny you're asking me that because you're asking the #1 fan of this soap. And I said, of course it smells good. And I kind of describe it to her. She's like, can I smell it? I said, yes, of course. She twists off the cap. And as she's twisting off the cap and reaching it to her nose, I finish describing it. And I'm like, and it smells a little bit like sunscreen. And she immediately goes, yeah. She's disgusted by it. She's like, I hate sunscreen. And I'm like, well, it's not for you, sweetie. It's not for you. Yoink. Anyway, if you ever see this, smell it. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, so that includes all of my beauty products. Next, I want to talk about kind of the random miscellaneous stuff I have going on. First are going to be colorful sunglasses. I wear a lot of black and white. I don't wear a lot of color, and if I wear color, it's like purple and green and pink. So I like adding a pop of color through my sunglasses and jewelry. And so I'm gonna talk through and try on my favorites. These first ones are these yellow ones, and I hate yellow, but I really like these. I especially like them in the addition of black and white. I think yellow looks good with black and white. And I love the shape of these. They're vintage. They are actually my mom's, and I stole them. And they're from the brand Puchao. I've never heard of this brand, but I will be looking them up on Depop because I love these. I love these. The shape to me is unique. I don't see this shape a lot. They're kind of cat eye, but not. I love that. Those have been my favorites. My second favorites are these ones. I thrifted these. These are dead stock. They're late 90s or early 2000s. Couldn't really tell. Sunglasses. They still had the dead stock tag on them. I got them for 99 cents. But I frickin' love these. I love this shade of green. Also, the lenses on them are green, obviously, but I'm looking around, nothing's green. It almost feels clear. It's a very faint green, but it's enough to block the light out, which is good because I don't really like too dark of sunglasses because it's just kind of a sensory nightmare for me for some reason. I like a more light colored lens. I love these, and I love that they're like dead stock, and I love the shape. They're fabulous. There's no brand, but they're just like cheap glasses. Put these guys on. These ones are a new addition. And again, I can wear these ones inside. And I love the shape. I love how big they are. The next thing is my Nalgene. It's my Nalgene. I love my Nalgene. I've always been a Nalgene girl or a Clean Canteen. I have in fact converted my girlfriend into buying a Nalgene, and she also loves hers. This one I've had for a long time. I've had a couple different Nalgenes since I've been using them for years, but this one I've had for a long time. It was actually a collaboration with Urban Outfitters randomly, back in I don't know, 2017. The last random item is a fan. I think everybody should have a fan in their purse. I think they come in handy a lot, especially as a girl that gets heat flashes on her period. This one's from a Dollar Tree, and I think it's just really gorgeous. It's just white and rainbow. The next thing I want to discuss is music. I've been kind of having a electronic music girl summer. I've been really into Buch. I started liking her music a year or two ago, but it's just always good. And for some reason, I've been really craving it this summer. I've been listening to a lot of it. Obviously, my favorite album is Sun Tub, but I think everything she's come out with is amazing. I really recommend her. Such a beautiful artist. I am very impressed with how she comes up with her music and how she makes such beautiful sounds and songs. I'm like, okay, so God does have favorites. How does she come up with the music she makes? I need to know. I need to know her process. I love her music. Love. I like every single song on Sun Tub, which is rare for me to like a whole album. I'm much more of a song person. I need it on vinyl, yesterday. I needed it on vinyl last year. I need it on vinyl tomorrow. So, I think I'm gonna ask for that for my birthday because I like the whole album. I really recommend trying listening to her music, especially if you kind of again, electronic, but also a little bit of like beautiful, melodic, like girl singing, good instrumentals, ethereal. Check her out. And I've really been into Aphex Twin. Yes, I've been so into Aphex Twin this summer. Listening to a lot of old Madonna, like early 2000s Madonna. And this song, There's the Girl by Heart. I have a niche interest for when early like 60s, 70s bands have to convert to the 80s sound. Like for example, Joni Mitchell, one of my favorite artists of all time, like top 5. I am really fascinated by the albums that were produced in the 80s because it's so out of like what you would think Joni would make, because again, she has to conform to what's popular at the time in the 80s. So it's such an interesting mix of like these 80s clean, beautiful pop sounds, and then Joni Mitchell. It's really interesting. But I have a niche for bands like that and artists like that having to make 80s albums. So sometimes when I go to an artist, I go right to the 80s albums because I'm like, what did that sound like, you know? And it's usually really interesting. That goes for this, Heart. We all know, like they have a lot of popular songs, but this song, There's the Girl by them, one of my favorites right now. I also have just been really into late 90s, early 2000s music in general. I made a playlist on Spotify. Guys, I don't want to use Spotify. I think we all know why. I think we know that the owner is a piece of shit. So what do we do? Because I don't want Apple Music. I don't want Apple Music, and I don't want YouTube Music. So where do I go? I don't know. I need recommendations because I don't want to be promoting Spotify. I don't want to be like, check out my playlist on Spotify, but like I do have a lot of good playlists on Spotify. I think sometimes I'm a musical genius. Anyway, I have this one playlist called Looking for Lip Gloss in Your Mom's Purse, and it's all that kind of music that I was talking about. The next thing I'm going to talk about is my favorite clothing pieces of the summer. The first one I want to talk about is one I actually don't have on me because it's in my like dirty pile because I wear it every day and I get stained super easily because it's white, and it's just like a basic vintage white muumuu house dress, but it's really comfortable. It feels like I'm wearing nothing, and it's great for the summer because I don't get sweaty in it. It's really cooling to wear. But also, it is the least stimulating thing I own. Like when I'm feeling overstimulated in the summer as an autistic woman, I just put that thing on and I immediately like feel so much better. I feel so relaxed, and I think we all kind of need something like that. I've also just been really into wearing all white outfits lately. There's something about an all white outfit that kind of makes me feel goth. I have been a goth girl my whole life. I was raised on goth music by my parents and have just kind of liked goth things. I was the only goth girl in my high school. It may not look it right now, but I don't think you have to look it to be it. Also, I just like everything gothic and goth and new wave and vampirical. That's like what I'm attracted to. I don't have to look it to be it, but there's something about wearing an all white outfit that makes me feel goth. I don't know. The second thing are these pants. Been loving these. I thrifted these. There's no brand on them, just a size tag, and they're these sheer purple with black pinstripes, and they have lace at the bottom, and I just fucking love them. I like to wear like a black thong underneath them. I've been loving these. These have been like my favorite pants right now. The next are another pair I thrifted, and it's these vintage BB Sport track pants almost. They're like a white velvet, and they flare out at the bottom. I'm also going to briefly discuss a few of my favorite summer dresses. I pretty much am only wearing dresses and skirts in this summertime. I don't really like wearing pants in general, but when I wear pants, it's in the fall and winter. So I pretty much only would wearing dresses. So I'm going to discuss some of my favorite summer dresses right now. Again, I thrift everything, so don't even ask where I got it. It's from my favorite thrift store that I gatekeep. Yep, I do. This is my favorite one. It is a vintage, like 80s, 90s, like white dress. It has beautiful like fairy layers on the bottom, and it's sequined, and it's just so beautiful and light to wear. It's white. It has a cowl neck, but what I do is I wear one sleeve off the shoulder and the other one on the shoulder, and it looks really cute and it fits my body really nicely. It's flattering. The brand is Alex. The next one is this vintage polka dot one. It has like tulle on the bottom, so cute, and it's like this teal satin polka dot vintage dress. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna discuss is something I've been doing that I think a lot of people are gonna disagree with, gonna hate, gonna not vibe with, but I think there are also people that are gonna vibe with it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But it's something I started doing actually years ago, and I just want to talk about a bit more because I think that a lot of people would want to do this, and that is removing visual clutter in all the ways that you can sometimes, because I have a lot of stuff. I have a roommate with a lot of stuff. I have a girlfriend with a lot of stuff. Our spaces are cluttered, and sometimes that bugs me and it makes me want to crawl up my skin. Sometimes I don't mind the maximalism, and sometimes I do. So I just do small things that kind of ease that for me, and also are just, aesthetically pleasing. I have been removing all of the labels on all of my products. I've also done this with all of my cleaning supplies. Labels are gone. This is my Mr. Bubbles bubble bath. Also, can I talk about that? Buy Mr. Bubbles. A very nostalgic and clean scent. Bubbles last forever in the tub. Amazing. This is my favorite cleanser, the La Roche-Posay Gentle Foaming Cleanser. I've bought this like 20 times now. I've tried every cleanser on the market. Nothing compares. Try it, please. Life-changing. This is my baby oil, my Johnson & Johnson baby oil. Again, a product I can't live without, but look at the label gone. Look how beautiful the bottle is. My Johnson & Johnson bath time and the like lavender purple scent, the nighttime scent. I like to use this as a body wash, but also sometimes as like a bubble bath. But did you see how pretty the bottle was without the label? These are my Johnson & Johnson baby lotions. My favorite is the pink, and I'm almost out of it. This scent is amazing. I don't know how they do it, but it smells like a plastic doll, but also a little sweet and powdery and plasticky and light. And I really enjoy these as body moisturizers because they're so light, but they leave my skin so soft, but I don't feel like it's sticky. I don't feel like it's heavy or greasy. I've also tried a lot of body moisturizers, and I also smell delicious. This is an Herbal Essence conditioner. My shampoo and conditioner are actually Shiseido Fino. I've been using them for a couple months now. I never repurchased shampoo and conditioner, but I've been repurchasing these because they are made for my hair type. I could talk at length about it, but I will stop because I've already talked too much. But I run through conditioner, so I have a backup conditioner. I actually really prefer obviously the rose one because of the scent, but they are out, so I had to get the lavender one, which smells like men's cologne. But with the label gone, oh, so beautiful. And I don't want to see a single comment being like, well, how do you know what's what? Because I have a brain. Where's yours? In a bucket. And I think to some people, that's gonna drive people mad. I think to some people that's like, ooh, liminal space. Ooh, that's cold. Ooh. Girl, have you seen labels? Shit is ugly. Shit is tasteless. Shit is tacky. Shit is cheap looking. And I pay so much at CVS for my drugstore beauty products. I might as well be shopping at Sephora. So yeah, I'm gonna take the labels off. I'm gonna make them look good. Sue me. This is my Listerine mouthwash that I decided to decant into a glass bottle. And I bought this crystal shot glass. Ooh, magic potion liquid. Ooh, what is that? Have you seen the Listerine mouthwash bottle? Girl. This actually, I kind of started with my cleaning supplies, to be honest. I'm gonna insert a photo of my disinfectant, Windex, and dish soap combination I have on my kitchen sink counter. I actually did this years and years ago, and I just have always liked the way it looks. It kind of looks like they look like potion bottles. And so I'm like, ooh, I'm just gonna do that to everything. The only thing is like stuff like this in my Shiseido Fino shampoo conditioner, the labels are not stickers. They're like on there, like they're like printed on the plastic. So if any of you have any recommendations of how to get this off without fucking up the plastic underneath, please let me know. I could look it up, but I just don't feel like it. So that's something I've been doing. I haven't been watching a lot of like movies and TV shows. I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching the Love Island, the new US season, and it is so bad I had to stop watching it. It's so boring. No one likes each other. It's hard for me to finish Love Island, but it was really hard for me to get through this season. So I haven't been watching a lot of stuff, honestly. I've just been chilling. Actually, wait, I have been watching a lot of something. I've been watching a lot of Super Nanny. Super Nanny is really good. I didn't grow up watching it, so maybe that's why I'm addicted to it now. I love her. Joan, love you, girl. It's funny because it's never the kids that are the problem. It's the parents, and I love that. She calls it out. It's more about like her. You would think it's more about like her dealing with bad kids. No, it's her dealing with the bad parents. I think that's it, except for one thing that I forgot, and it's the Trader Joe's guava hand cream that smells nothing like guava. It smells exactly like peaches. Just call it peach hand cream at this point. This is like false marketing. It's good though, because I don't like the original scent. It smells like baby wipes, and I love baby products, but I hate the scent of the original one. So I like the summer scent. It smells like peaches. So those are my summer essentials, my summer products, my summer loves, my insight from me to you of what you should be buying, I guess, and what you should be looking into. These are things I can't live without. The ice cream truck is going by. I think I might run out and get something. Our ice cream truck where we live plays Christmas music. It's really weird, but it's like, oh come all ye faithful, but like an ice cream music version. It's kind of silly. I love it. Ta-ta! Bye-bye! Ciao! Now I gotta put all this shit back. That's the fun part, right?